Okay, on page 20, the directions are solve each equation for y. So that means you want to get the y alone on one side of the equation. Right now, the only thing preventing y from being alone is the x. So I want to take the x away. We take away in math by subtracting. That zeroes out, and now I have y equals negative x plus 2, and this equation is now solved for y, because the y is all by itself. Now notice, I had a choice. I could have written 2 minus x, but I chose to write negative x plus 2. Okay, we're going to always try to put the x ahead of the constant. Okay, now let's look at number 2. X minus y equals 2. So now, on this side of the equation, I have an x and a negative y. I want to get rid of the x, so I'm going to subtract. But now I have negative y equals negative x plus 2. And I'm not done, because the y is not isolated if it has a negative in front of it, because that stands for negative 1. So I can divide each term by negative 1, and I change the sign of everything, and I get y equals x minus 2. And I've now solved for y. Okay. Now, for number 3, 5x minus 4y equals 8. So, again, and on the left-hand side, I have two terms. One has a y, one doesn't. I'm going to take away the term that doesn't have a y. So I'm left with negative 4y equals negative 5x plus 8. Notice I was careful to bring down the negative 4y. Now I'm going to divide this by negative 4, this by negative 4, and this by negative 4. And I get y equals positive 5/4 x minus 2. Notice when it's a negative over negative, it's positive, but a positive over negative is negative. Okay, now let's look at number 4. X minus y equals negative 5. Again, I have an x and a negative y. I want to get rid of the x. So I subtract it from both sides, bring down the negative y. This equals negative x minus 5. I have to divide everything by negative 1 because I want the y to be positive. So everything else becomes positive. Now, number 5 is super easy because you're done. It's already solved for y, so you don't have to do anything. Number 6, I have two terms on the left, a 7x and a negative 6y. I want to get rid of the negative 7x, so I subtract. That zeroes out. Negative 6y equals negative 7x plus 38. Divide by negative 6, divide by negative 6, divide by negative 6. Y equals positive 7/6 x minus 19 over 3. I divided this by 2 and this by 2. And it's okay to leave the improper fraction. Okay, so now number 7 and 8 I want you guys to do on your own, and we'll just check the answers in class.